100 naira ko. Estambul ko.
Good morning, viewers. You're welcome to the program Lagos This Morning, where we'll be discussing latest news update in Lagos State and also across the Federation. I am Olajide Taufik Olamide.
I am Adini Adiola. Welcome to Lagos This Morning.
All right, let's go straight into the headlines for the day. Igbos will only benefit from national cake if they vote for me, Tinubu. Northwest, Southwest, top 93 million voter register. 49.5 million men and 44.4 million women to vote in 2023 election. INEC. Kwakwanso Atiku will divide northern vote in Tinubu's favor. Shetima. Tinubu Atiku trade words over health credibility status. Obasanjo Atiku started fighting after embezzling Nigeria's money. Tinubu. Nigeria loses over 1,800 doctors, healthcare workers in December 2022, the Nigerian Medical Association. And the last one, Nigeria will keep producing Japa generation because of evil leaders. That is coming from the comedian Hey Why. Alright, let's go straight into the details. Bola Tinubu, the APC candidate in the February 25 presidential election, has told Igbos in Enugu State that when they vote for him, it will allow them to have a share in the national cake, an euphemism for the national coffer. Mr. Tinubu urged Enugu residents and Igbos in general to vote for him so that they would partake in sharing the national cake. He said, in quote, "It is only when you invest that you can harvest. It is only when you vote for me that you will share from the national cake. You cannot block the way of success. It is only the ignorant that will stand in the way of victory. We are not looking for 25% vote. We are working assiduously until Bola Ahmed Tinubu becomes the president of Nigeria." This statement, what does it mean for the Igbo people?
It means they are in soup. Tinubu should become the president. That's just because that's like a threat.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know why a president can be threatening people to vote for him. Like they should not vote for him. They will not enjoy the national cake. What national cake? Yeah. That means he also is going there because it is, like you said.
Yeah, because of the national cake.
Because of national cake.
Yeah, there has been responses from the Igbo since yesterday. Yeah, since yesterday there has been responses. Yeah. So many people have reacted like, why would he say such? Like, so if they don't support him, that means they won't have a share of the national cake. And if he's talking about sharing national cake, that means he's also going there
to embezzle money
to take the national cake.
Exactly.
And also, everyone that is going there with him, they are going there to take a share of the national cake.
Probably he has promised them, like, okay, if once you support me, this is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Trade by barter.
Like, so he's indirectly telling the Igbos that if you people don't support me,
don't get any share,
then if you emerge without your support, then forget it. You people are not having any of the national cake. So I think that's a big one coming from Tinubu. There's a big one. Then there's also a big language, a big statement to the Igbos as well.
Does it think that's going to like make the Igbos like support him out of fear or what?
Well, it's only it's election period whereby they use different tactics to get people's vote. They use fear, they use intimidation and likes. So he's actually telling them that if you guys don't support me, then that means there's nothing for you. I think that's what he's trying to tell the Igbos. Because they actually said the Igbos will be marginalized. He said, okay, said Igbo people will continue to be marginalized in Nigeria given soaked sliced bread until they support my presidential ambition. He said that. And there's a comment here. There's a comment here on Twitter. Someone said, Ahmed Bola Tinubu has openly insulted the Igbo people, and these sellouts are busy laughing. Can you imagine this? There have been so many comments. There's so many comments from Twitter space here. There's so many comments. I think it's a kind of disrespect from my angle to the Igbos. And I'm also saying, it's also saying much. It speaks volume about the presidential candidate. Because you are telling, that means you are going there to take the national cake. So you are telling them, if you come with me, we will enjoy the national cake together. That means he's not actually going there to serve.
He's going there, like, probably as he wants to make that as his retirement. Something
like that.
Probably, yeah. Because for him to have said, if you're not going to support me, you're not going to enjoy part of the national cake. What national cake?
Well, that speaks volume about the electorate that were there at the rally, because most of them didn't say anything. They kept mute, and they were actually, you know, smiling and laughing about it. But when we look at it deeply, and if we analyze it, that means he's going there to take the national cake, take his share.
Of course.
He's going there to take his share. Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means he's going there to take his share, and he's not going for the interest of the masses
at all.
So let me go to this place. I will take the national cake, but if you support me, you will eat out of the national cake. So that means the only people who support him that will be the beneficiaries of his government, and not those people that he didn't get their support. It's a big statement from the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and I hope the electorate would actually learn from this. When they get home, they might not want to react on the spot, but by the time they get home and start reminiscing on what he actually said,
they might not even support him.
Well,
they might not support him. For him to was like, if you're not going to support me, you're not going to have a share of the national cake. What national cake? Are you going there to, like, okay, once you get there, you are going to amass all the wealth to yourself alone and not sit with the activities of the country?
Yeah.
So I don't understand. What national cake?
I think he has contradicted all the promises that he has said in the past then. Because for you to come outside and say you will not benefit from my government if you don't support me, then it is not democracy anymore. Because once you are a president or you are a presiding officer in any organization or any association, both your supporters and those who didn't support you, so far they are under you. You supersede over them. You oversee their welfare. So that means everyone should actually benefit regardless of either they support you or they don't support you. So from my personal view, I think it's a wrong one.
A big one.
It's a wrong one. You're supposed to be telling them what you've achieved and why they should vote for you. Why they should vote for you, and just make them see reasons. But going to the extra mile to actually say they would, even the word national cake, it means you are going there to embezzle Nigeria's treasury. That's just the meaning from my own angle. That's what I feel. All right, you can drop your comment. You can drop your comment to make the program more lively. We have 3 comments already. Mr. Mukaila Atona said, great. MDPI said, Igbos are self-sufficient. Oh, well. Chidubem Shedrack said, God bless you, my brother. God bless you too, Mr. Shedrack. Thank you all for joining us. We have 29 people watching us right now. You can hit the like button. And you can also drop your comment. What do you feel about Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's comment about the Igbos? Some people actually said there's nothing in it. They didn't see any offense in it. While other people said, okay, this is a bad statement. Why would you just talk to the Igbos like that? Why didn't you come to the Yoruba land and tell us here that if we don't support you, we won't have a share of the national cake? Or why didn't you go to the north to tell them that if they don't support you, they won't have the national cake? Why did you say that in the Enugu state, the southeast, where they feel marginalized already, or where they are already marginalized? Push Mom said, good morning to you all. Push Mom, you're welcome. You're welcome to the program. Good morning, ma. All right, on to the next one. Quickly. Okay. All right, Northwest, Southwest, top 93 million voter register. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Wednesday released the final list of voters that will cast their ballot in the election, with the Northwest and Southwest. Okay, where is it? Okay, with the Northwest and Southwest having the lion's share of 93.4 million eligible voters. According to the figures released by the Commission, the Northwest geopolitical zone has the highest number of registered voters with 22 255,562. As of 2019 election, the Northwest had 20.15 million voters. That means 2 million additional voters. The Southwest, which in 2019 had 16.2 million registered voters, now has 17.9, having added over 1.6 million new voters. The North Central, which had 13.3 million registered voters in 2019, now has more than 15 million registered voters, which means additional of 2 million. Then on the other hand, the Northeast currently has 12.5 million voters, up from 11.2, which is additional over 1 million voters it had in 2019. While the Southeast has 10.9 million voters, up from 10 million voters. That means over 900,000 new registrants there from 2019. So I think right now, the Northwest and the Southwest are leading. They have most registered voters, with the Southeast having the least.
The Northwest have more voters.
Yeah.
Have they collected their PVCs? That's the problem.
Yes.
They haven't collected.
All of them.
Oh.
We have over 92 million voters, people that will actually vote, that are eligible to vote. Though on the election day, we might witness, the turnout might not be that 92 million. Yeah. It might actually reduce. Probably some people relocated and the likes. And, even before then, I don't know. Some people might not even be alive anymore before the election. That's true.
That is inevitable.
Yeah, it's inevitable and can come at any time. Yeah. So I think that will actually determine, the election. I think that will determine who would actually emerge, because right now, when the INEC has brought out the list of the calculations of how the election will go, and the population and where the population really matters. So politicians will start doing their strategy now. We can see the Northwest here, 12.5 million. Sorry, the Northeast 12.5 million, Northwest 22.2, North Central 15.3, Southeast 10.9, South 14.4, then Southwest 17.9. Northwest is the first, Southwest is the second, North Central, then South. Those four places: Northwest, Southwest, North Central, and South. So I think, considering that now, the South is very, very important. I think that is why the G5 governors are actually still holding themselves up against Atiku, because looking at it, Wike's state, Rivers State, has the highest in the South, highest voting population. So I think anyone who gets his vote is a plus for the person. Yeah. And in the Southwest, we have Oyo State as well. It has a huge amount of voters.
Atiku should better wake up.
Now I think Atiku is banking on the Northwest, and the Northwest is the highest. Then the North Central is banking on both, but forgetting that Shetima of the APC is also banking on the North. Buhari, the incumbent, is banking on the North as well to actually lure some voters for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and also Kwakwanso is also banking on the North.
Even Peter Obi
is also banking on the North as well. So I think the North would actually be divided among so many lines, among so many people. I think the North will be
politics.
So which part of the country will actually decide the vote?
It will be the North.
But the North will be divided.
They might not be divided. They might have their choice. That's just it. But then, almost Peter Obi,
Peter Obi is banking on the North through Dati Baba Ahmed. Atiku is banking on the North. Even Tinubu as well, through Shetima.
He's banking on the North.
Kwakwanso too is banking on the North. So I think the North will be divided. And then when we talk about the Southwest, the Southwest to some extent, I see the Southwest being divided a little bit. But I think Asiwaju Bola Tinubu might be taking the most of the Southwest, from my opinion. But I think the Northeast, the Southeast, forget it, is gone. I think it will be going to Peter Obi. The Southeast, majority of the Southeast would be going to him. So where the election will be decided, I think it is the South. I think the South would actually, anybody who takes the large chunk of that South, because that's where the middle belt, to some extent, it falls inside the South somehow.
And the middle belt are supporting Peter Obi.
Of course, they are supporting Peter Obi. This election is actually, you know, still dicey. But I saw something on Twitter yesterday, and where you know, this lady Ndikato, the Labour Party's spokesperson, one of them, I saw a comment under our interview that she did in Channels TV with Shion Okinbaloye. Someone now said, you know, there is this kind of, would I call it lie or propaganda in the society that the incumbent, you know, right now the APC has 21 states, they have 21 governors. So, you know, many people come outside to say, okay, they have won already. They have 21 people to say, okay, this state would vote. They have 21 APC states. The person now said, if they have 21 states, why are they still campaigning rigorously? Can't you just, the presidential candidate should just sit in his house and say, we have 21 states, then automatically those 21 states would vote for us. If 21 states vote for one person, then it is just flawless victory for the person now.
You know, out of these 21 states, most of other parties still have their own supporters in all these states.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying now, that all of the front runners for this 2023 election, they have equal chances of winning this election. Because as the incumbent, if you are so powerful and so sure of having all those states, having secured them, you won't need to go for any campaign anymore.
That's true.
You even say, let me relax in my house. Then those governors will deliver the
states.
state.
One candidate that is not really going for campaign like that. Like that.
Showore.
It's not Showore.
Who is it?
Tinubu is not really going for campaign like that.
Yeah, he's going for campaign so much. Yeah, he's going for so many campaigns.
Oh, okay.
I think Showore has not been going for campaign.
Showore has not been going for campaign.
Well, okay, Pushmom said national cake of criminality. Yeah, that's just it. It's national cake of criminality. How can you just stand up and say you want to go and, you know, if you don't support me, you don't have a share in the national cake? That means you're going there to have the national cake. So now we have seen, you know, the intentions have actually revealed itself now. Now the electorate, the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court for someone to actually come out to say that if you don't vote for me, if the Igbos don't vote for him, they won't have the share of the national cake. That means he's going there to have the national cake. Now, you have to hold on to that and listen to Atiku as well, to Peter Obi, to Kwakwansu, and all other presidential candidates. Listen to them, hold them with their words. Hold them with their words, not by what someone say about them, what came out of their mouth. He has said it is going there for the national cake.
Because whatever is coming out of their mouth is the fact.
Yeah, of course. Pushmom said again, that is why I can't vote him for any reason, no matter what. Let him and his supporters keep on disgracing themselves. Selfish criminal tribal card. This election will be decided by North Central and South South. Yes, I think I kind of agree with Pushmom. It's the South South and the North Central. That is where the election will actually be decided. So anyone who can take the large chunk of that part, I think, would be the winner. Yeah. And now it is just equal opportunity between all candidates. Vote buying wouldn't actually be winning anything. Even if you come outside and spend your money, I can see them losing money.
Yes, they want to spend money because they will lose money.
I can see them losing money.
And they will be
this
shocked.
forthcoming election. They will be so very shocked.
They'll be so shocked.
That money can't buy people's mind anymore. Money can't buy. And I think by even the election after this one, by then, I think if the Nigerian people's opinion, if who the Nigerian people want emerges as the next president, then I think subsequent elections we won't be seeing much of vote buying anymore. It will now be a contest of intellectual ideas
Yeah.
and plans and the antecedent. That is what we'll be seeing next now if Nigeria can get it right as at this moment. Okay, on to the next one. 49.5 million men and 44.4 million women to vote in 2023 election. INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, has given a breakdown of the number of men and women expected to vote in 2023 election. Speaking in a meeting with the 18 registered political parties on Wednesday, January 11, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu revealed that there are 93,469,008 registered voters, comprising of 49,054,162 males and 44,414,846 females are eligible to vote in this year's general election. Yakubu further stated that there is no plan to shift, postpone or cancel the election and other schedules of activities. Yeah. Who votes more during election period?
I think women.
Yeah.
Especially all these market women.
Market women.
Yeah.
Women leaders, pulling out all the women to actually come and vote. But I think men will be voting more this election.
Yes, and the men are coming, that's the youth.
The youth.
Not all these old men, but the youth.
Yeah, over 50%. I think over 50, majority of the voters are youth.
Yes, youth.
They are youth. So I think the men will be voting more this forthcoming election.
Most the youth that have suffered from this police brutality
as well, I think they are coming out for a payback.
Just to remove this current government from.
Yeah, I think that's what it will be. The youth will actually be coming out. It won't be like the 2019 election.
That they were playing football on the field.
Yeah.
It won't be like that.
Yeah, I think it won't be. The 2019 election, there was a low turnout.
Yeah.
Over more than half of the registered voters didn't come outside to vote. But I think this 92 million, I'm seeing nothing less than about 70 million voters coming out to vote. Yeah. Nothing less than 70 million.
Because they have actually been collecting their PVCs
with anger.
Yeah.
They just want to vote. Everybody wants to exercise, and many youth now are voting for the first time. Many youth, majority of the youth now, they are now voting for the first time.
Because some will just collect the PVC for probably
for bank use.
For bank use and some other use, not to vote. But this time around, they are all coming out to vote.
Well, all right. On the next one, Tinubu, Atiku trade words over health credibility status. The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, yesterday traded words over their health condition and corruption-free status. Tinubu assured Nigerians of his sound health and corruption-free status, saying Nigerians should rather worry about the PDP candidate. How? Firing back, the Atiku Okowa campaign organization lampooned the APC candidate over his failed attempt to impute illness on his presidential candidate. Tinubu, in a statement by the Director on Media and Publicity of his Presidential Campaign Council, Mr. Bayo Ononuga, said Atiku must come clean on issues regarding his health and corruption allegations. Health. If we are talking about health, who should be the... oh my goodness. So, APC is telling Atiku to come out clean on his health status. But they have been the one being accused of having health issues, and so far so good. Their candidate has been the only presidential candidate with series
showing signs of
decline in health.
Exactly.
Psychologically.
They are telling Atiku to come out clean about his health status. Please, their candidates.
If everyone should come out with their health status, then we know who would be screened out.
Exactly. And I'm very sure. Don't let me say anything.
No, you can say something. Just say something.
If they say they should come out with their health certificates now, if they say they should come out, I'm very sure this particular party, they can forge.
No, it's not about forgery. It will be a private
whereby
firm.
it will be conducted.
Yes, it will be conducted. It will be live. We will see everything.
Without all of them getting involved.
So of course.
Better.
To just be conducted. If we should bring it out now, then we know who would actually be screened out of this forthcoming election.
Exactly.
So, there are videos outside whereby recent gaffes, is it the Bala Blue, is it the APC or the APV or PDAPC? If someone with a sound mind wouldn't make that kind of blunder.
We made one of recent, that was yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday?
Yeah.
It was online. It said Ondo, Plantation, everything is... when someone is trying to it was actually talking like even my grandma that is 97 she's more very
she's still medically sound like that, intellectually sound.
Exactly. So I don't understand. These are very and they say this man is 70.
Yeah.
70.
Okay.
Okay.
They said. Okay, we still have some comments from our push mom. She said, I pity the Igbos and my Yoruba people who will vote him. The Igbos will still complain that they want division, but I thank God Almighty that we, the few Yorubas, are supporting Obi because he is a good candidate. Let them work on themselves and support Obi. Push mom. So this is a rallying, would I say, this is a kind of motivation from push mom to the Igbos as well, because looking at them, I think internally they're kind of divided, because some people who said they want Biafra, while some people said they should vote for Peter Obi.
I think most of them want to vote for Peter Obi.
Why? While some people are saying there won't be election in the southeast.
There will be election. They are just joking.
Yeah, there will be election, but you know, yeah, I would always say something.
But there might be violence.
Well, it wouldn't be limited to the southeast alone.
Exactly, but there will be election.
Yeah, I think if they can support their own first, their candidate, if majority of them, though it's a democracy system whereby we have different views and opinion, but because they feel because they've been marginalized so far, I think now it is the best time for them to support Peter Obi to actually become the president, because you can't say you feel marginalized and you know the same process you've been using all this while, you are trying to, you know, bring yourself out of Nigeria by force, and it has not been working. So I think they should actually see things from another perspective. Like if they support Peter Obi, then they won't feel marginalized anymore. They'll feel like we have a person there in government. This president is from our region, then his vice president, then his vice is from the north. So they'll feel, you know, carried along. So I think it's a chance for them to actually, you know, make their grievances being addressed by actually supporting Obi. Yeah, push from again, because Obi will never be Igbo candidate but Nigeria candidate. So I beg the Igbos to help us vote Peter Obi, not because he is Igbo but for us. Okay. Let's see how the February 25 election will actually play out. But I think regardless, even beyond Peter Obi coming from being an Igbo man, I think so many people see Peter Obi as just a Nigerian more than being an Igbo man. I think that's why he's gathering support from both the north, the east, the west, and all part of the country. But I just think, I would advise the Igbos, or I think they should. It is best for them to support him, so they won't feel marginalized anymore.
I don't think they will leave Peter Obi. They will support Peter Obi.
Okay. Obasanjo and Atiku started fighting after embezzling Nigeria's money. Tinubu, the presidential candidate of APC, Bola Tinubu, on Wednesday aimed a dig at former President Olusegun Obasanjo and his erstwhile Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Tinubu spoke at the Michael Okpara Square in Enugu during a presidential campaign rally of the APC. Obasanjo had a few days ago endorsed Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party for the #1 position in the country. But in a speech, Tinubu said both Obasanjo and Atiku in the PDP should be ashamed of themselves. I think Tinubu is saying this because Obasanjo endorsed Peter Obi. He's feeling aggrieved.
You don't understand something. For you to go to someone and be like, to seek for the person's support, and the person then ends up supporting another person.
But during the last election, while he was campaigning, he said something. He tackled Obasanjo like Obasanjo is the most corrupt politician. He said it. He tackled him roughly. So you've spoken against Obasanjo. You now went to OOPL, to Abeokuta.
And now he would have gone and be like,
to seek for his endorsement.
He would have gone there and be like, like Yoruba.
Like we are Yoruba. Amode o meko je ko ma ya lowo. Okay.
Something like that.
Gomo lowo. Ask you they play.
Something like that. I'm like, you know, I'm a child. I don't know.
Yeah. We just try to cajole Obasanjo. Of course now, of course.
Okay.
It's 80 plus.
Okay. Something like that, Yoruba adage like that. I'm like, and you have to support me. We are brothers.
From the same side, you know, we are from Yoruba land.
Obasanjo na carry him go.
Obasanjo going go.
1+1.
So Obasanjo now outsmarted him.
Exactly,
or something.
outsmarted him. Like, this man is a very, very tricky man. Why is that? It's not now. That is not seeing me as
after
like,
you've talked against me.
that was it booming.
Okay.
After
You abused me openly. You now begged me in secret.
It's not possible. So something like
Now because he didn't get his support again now.
And Obasanjo, for him not to have supported Tinubu or Atiku, and then went ahead to support Peter Obi, he must have seen something.
Even beyond saying something, many people would come out to tell you that during Tinubu's regime as Lagos State Governor, they said Obasanjo didn't give him the state allocation. But I do tell people this thing: we are there from the same political party as at then. No, but they are saying something like, he is a Yoruba man, Tinubu is a Yoruba man, Obasanjo is a Yoruba man. That if he can go against Tinubu, then that means he doesn't even like the Yorubas at all. That means he's not a Yoruba man. But I'll tell them, this man was from the, is it from AD then? But Tinubu was from the PDP. You don't expect both of them to align. They won't align. Both from that political party, they are from their opposition parties. The AD and the PDP then, you don't expect the PDP president to assist AD governor. Of course, they will just go against each other.
They always go for
So it goes beyond the tribal line. It's now from the political line. So you can't say you will support him. You can't support him because they are not from the same political party. That's just the truth about it. Mr. Shola Abdul said, kudos for your fearless broadcasting. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments, sir. Your comments keeps us going. Thank you so much. God bless you for that. Okay. Quickly on the next one. All right. Nigeria loses over 1,800 doctors, healthcare workers in December 2022. NMA. The Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, on Wednesday called on the federal and all state government to declare a state of emergency on the health sector to address the issue of brain drain among medical doctors, saying that there is pull and push syndrome that is affecting doctors and other healthcare workers leaving the country. The chairman of NMA Lagos branch, Dr. Benjamin Olowojebutu, said that the menace of brain drain has been killing the country's health sector, revealing that in December of 2022, more than 1,800 healthcare workers left the country for greener pastures. He made this known during a stakeholders engagement with political party leadership and gubernatorial candidates in Lagos, organized by the Global Health Advocacy Incubator in partnership with Legislative Initiative for Sustainable Development.
So what do they want them to do? They are not being paid in their country.
Of course.
Don't they seek for greener pasture?
Yeah, of course, no, that's what they would do.
It's like working in a place and then you are being paid less, and then you got an offer
from another place.
You will leave.
It's
offer.
only normal.
Won't you leave?
Yeah.
It's normal. Since the government is not even ready to take responsibility.
But imagine 1,800
doctors.
How many doctors do we have in Nigeria? That 1,800 will now leave. How many doctors? Now the NMA is saying that Nigeria is having 1:10,000.
One doctor
per 10,000 patients. How can one doctor treat 10,000 patients?
The doctors have faint.
Even 1:1,000 is too far. 1,000 patients. There's no way you would fish out 1,000 people and there will not be one sick person among them. It's not possible. If the person is not medically sick, he'll be psychologically sick or something like that. If he's not physically sick, he'll be psychologically sick.
I'm tired of this country.
See, so many people are actually tired of this country, and that's why there are so many. That's why the Japa syndrome continues to rise. So many people want to leave. The education sector is nothing to write home about. The medical sector is zero.
They are not paying for electricity. They are not paying for good education.
No, they're actually paying tax for so many things there. But what you pay for, you are getting back the value very well.
More than what you are paying.
More than.
So
the student loan there. I mean, is there even normal loan in Nigeria for business owners?
You collect student loan in Nigeria. Once you are graduating, probably it's police that will come and catch
you just go to jail because they won't be able to pay back. But over there, you see, they have a sane environment. Yeah, but there's a working environment there. It's not as if you now start looking for a job everywhere But Nigeria here, you will graduate and be praying to get a job. You're going to
God,
Shiloh.
please, I need a job. God, or you even get to where probably you have to get interviewed. Then one person that knows one person, they hijack the job. And they're like, oh, sorry, we'll get back to you.
What I used to hear back in the days, during the 80s, the 70s, as you are graduating, there is job waiting for you. So how did they spoil the system? And if you look at it critically, the people we have in power today, they were the ones in power then while they were young. So they destabilized the system and they want to keep being in that same system till now. And since then, they were telling us that we are the leaders of tomorrow. Which by the time, see, our next generation, we won't tell them that they are leaders of tomorrow. They are leaders immediately they are being born. Yeah, you have to lead immediately you are being born. So I think that's they've actually used so many, would I say, scam lines or, propaganda.
Anybody that is going to believe APC again, as in believe whatever they are saying, person needs to go for deliverance.
No, well, even if the person does not go for deliverance, there are staunch loyalists of someone. If you've benefited, regardless, even if it is good or bad, if you've benefited from something, you feel like feel obligated to pay back. That's true. So that's just it. I'm not against anybody supporting any political party, but 2023.
I'm not even against the current APC presidential candidates. What I am against is this present
administration. What they've done?
Nothing.
Yeah, so many of their people would actually come out to tell you that they've done this, they've done that. But let's take a look at even the GDP. They were comparing the administration with that of Obasanjo. Now let's compare it. Obasanjo was president of Nigeria from 1999 till 2006. Let's look at the GDP growth of Nigeria. In 1999, we had 0.58% growth. 2000, we had 5.02% growth in our GDP. 2001, we had 5.92%. 2002, we had 15.33%. 2003, 7.35%. 2004, 9.25%. 2005 and 2006, 6.44 and 6.06. Now let's look at this present administration. In 2015, we had 2.62%. 2016 minus 1.62%. Imagine. 2017 0.81%. 2018 1.92%. 2019 2.21%. 2020 1.79%. Let's just say because of the COVID-19. 2021 3.65%. So now the highest in this present administration was 2021 3.65%, and the highest at Obasanjo's era was 15.33%, and they are equating the two together. It doesn't go.
Said Obasanjo is just jealous
of his the achievements. No, now
banditry.
We are talking about facts here. We are not talking about, this is not emotion or sentiment or something. It is fact. We are dealing with fact and figures here. Let's talk fact. What has they done and what did Obasanjo do then while he was the president of Nigeria? Now let's bring it to the table and discuss it. That's just it. Okay, we have so many comments here. Mr. Samson Adegunwa. Okay, do you even know the reason for the FAACC show? Okay. Shola Abdul, please, what is the Twitter handle if you don't mind? Just go to Channels TV's Twitter handle. You see the interview there. Sheon Wakimbaloye with Indicator. Okay. Samson Adegunwa, stop misleading your viewers. Speak to fact and not your unfounded. Okay, we are speaking about fact here. We're talking about fact and figures. We are comparing this present administration with Obasanjo's administration. Since this administration came out to say that Obasanjo is only jealous about them, then we compared it and see, okay, what was it about? Then Obasanjo actually generated double figures during his tenure in 2002, 15%, and then the highest one so far for this tenure is not even up to 5% growth in our GDP. That is there. It is everywhere. You can Google it. You will get the fact there. Okay. Crowned King. Has Obasanjo supported any Yoruba candidate for Nigeria president before?
No.
Obasanjo rejected Lagos State from having more local government. Okay, Nigeria is losing many intellectual people that would have developed the country, brain drain, the Japa syndrome. All right, let's talk about, let's say Obasanjo rejected Lagos State from having Maluku government. But then both of them, they were not in the same political party. They were not in the same. So if we look at it from that line, he wouldn't want to support him because they are not. Okay, imagine they were in the same political party and he still didn't support him.
Even the vice president he didn't support his vice president. That's Atiku. So I don't know why
even the vice president, he didn't support him. They were in the same political party. This vice president now, he didn't support him now. So I think he just chooses who he pleases to support.
Exactly.
He just chooses anyone because we can't see. So far so good. How many times have we seen someone from the different political party supporting another person from the same, from a different political party while they are serving at the same time? How many have we seen? No, let's talk about the facts. How many have we seen? Now, Nigeria is losing many intellectual people that would have developed the country through brain drain. Why are they leaving? If they are getting what they are getting in this other part of the world, in the US, in the UK, and the likes, if they are getting it here, they wouldn't leave. So why are they leaving? Is it not the government? It's the duty of the government to make the environment conducive for people and create working environment. So when they leave, who do we blame? Do we blame the people leaving? How many Americans are we seeing trooping down to Nigeria here to work? Let's talk about it. How many Nigerians, how many Americans have you seen on the street here working, doing nannies, cleaning toilets for people, doing hard labor here? How many have we seen? They have a working system there. And we have seen so many. Tinubu goes out for medical vacation. Atiku goes out. So many of them go out. Why don't they bring all those things here in Nigeria and make the system work and make everybody be fine? Why don't they do it? Even during the, I'm not talking about only the present administration, even during the PDP administration, during the administration, were they treating themselves in Nigeria here? No. So we need to blame all of them, if all of them totally. Since the inception, none of these presidents have been able to fix their ordinary electricity. Is it not a big slap on their faces? Let's talk to ourselves about the facts, not even about any sentiment or supporting anybody here. Let's talk to ourselves. For a president, and you will go outside and say we are Nigerians. What are we happy about being Nigerians? You go out there, you just say you treat you anyhow. It's because of the way we have treated ourselves here. That's why we've been treated anyhow when we get to other countries. How many do they rate us there? No. You get there now, you just see so many. They are even deporting some back. They are deporting some people back. You won't see Americans on the street of Nigeria roaming, looking for a job, trooping down here because we don't have a working system. How many countries have we seen people coming down here to work? No. Let us do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. Make Nigeria work again. Gowon once said that Nigeria has enough money. The problem is how to spend it. Nigeria still have money. I know that one is the fact. Nigeria has money, but we have more thieves and those people who are ready to work. We have more people that want to share the national cake than people who want to distribute it amicably to just make every part of the country work. Let's make the country work. We won't be talking about Japa. There are some people now, by the time they vote wrongly now, they know they have a means to Japa, so they will run away and leave those people who can't run away. It's not everybody that will be able to Japa or leave the country. It's not everybody. It's not everybody. So because anyone has the means to go, does not mean you should vote based on only your own personal interest. Because even if you look at it, if I vote for someone because I'm gaining personally for the person, I'm not alone. I have brothers, I have families. There are families that are attached to my families. And if there's only one-eyed man in the midst of blind people, you are as well a blind man as well. Because by the time your family starts dragging you, they will even suck out the hell of the money you've collected. So let us make it better for everyone to have a drinking water than for few people to be drinking champagne. Yeah, that's just the truth. That's just my own personal opinion about it. That's just it. All right, let's go on. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. Let's go on to the next one quickly. On to the last one. Yeah, okay. Nigeria will keep producing Japa generation because of evil leaders. AY. Comedian AY said, in quote, Nigeria will continue to produce a Japa generation not because our land is without milk and honey, but because of evil leaders who usually get into power to gather as much as they can gather for themselves and then look on and do nothing. Is that not what I've been saying now?
Like what Tinubu said, because he has given some kind of impression that he's going there to have the national cake, and not to serve.
Just look at just listen to what he said in Enugu State now. That he said they won't have the share. They should support him, so they will have the share of the national cake. So they are sharing our national cake.
A kind of impression like, I am going there to go and have my own share of the national cake. That is what.
So in a nutshell now, he said, support me and you will have a share of that national cake.
If you don't
support me and you won't have the share of the national cake.
That's it.
The video is everywhere. It's on Twitter. He said it.
And Twitter don't lie.
He said it will forever be on the media space. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. So how do we interpret that with our intellectual capacity? Just interpret what he said. Interpret it. Support me so you have the share of the national cake. I didn't even use national cake. Okay, we'll say okay, probably we coined our own word out of it. Let's just be truthful. Let's be truthful. Like, I know Nigerians have this kind of sense, and I know Nigerians have this kind of sense of winner. When someone wins, like, yeah, I supported this candidate and he won. Oh yeah, you has won. I can remember during 2015 election, how people were seeing Buhari as the savior. Oh wow, this person will save us and the likes. But then you notice that Buhari wasn't actually directly talking to Nigerians.
It wasn't true.
It was other people that were doing the talking. He was not the one, but they painted him, as the savior of Nigeria. But he was not the one really talking directly to Nigerians. Just look at it. Just look at it from that angle. We have this mentality of we have won because my candidate have won. Even if the candidate didn't do anything, because he has won, you will now lift up trophy. No, it's not a competition or something. Now it boils down to everyone. Either Tinubu wins, he will be the president. Either okay, let's say some people are supporting Labour Party. We have Kwakwanso supporters, Showore, Tinubu, Atiku and the likes. One candidate will surely win, and others would have to agree to the win. But that doesn't bring them out of Nigeria. They still remain Nigerians and you will be their president, either they vote for you or not. So why do we feel like a winner if our candidate wins? It is when our candidate delivers, that is when we should feel like winners. Now you feel like you'll be proud to say that, look at who I voted for. I voted for him and he won and he delivered. That should be our joy, not okay because I supported Atiku and he won. We will now start raising up, we will now start lifting trophy or medal or something. I think let's just vote right this forthcoming election. It cuts across personal belief or personal interest or how much they gives us. Once you collect money, you've sold away the next 4 years.
Exactly.
Just calculate it, 365 days times 4. Then divide it by the money you collect. That's how much you are being paid per day. Let's see it that way.
It's better, or you collect the money and vote your candidate.
8 months strike, imagine. And we're talking about this youth now will graduate and come into the society and we say we don't have an employable youth. What have they learned in the education sector? What they've been teaching our elder brothers for the past 20-30 years, that's what they teach us as well. When you go to China and small children are even producing phones and we are here, still can't even produce toothpick. Then we talk about brain drain. Why won't we have brain drain? The US, the UK now, they've said they've actually brought up a kind of scheme whereby they need teachers from Africa, and that means even the whole education sector now, the best brain will actually leave this country. So is that growth or development? What are we talking about? Let this country work. We won't be talking about vote buying or national cake. They shouldn't share any national cake. Share it to the states. Let our state work. We have 133 million people in multidimensional poverty and we are clapping for ourselves. What's the meaning of that? Let's just be factual about it. Let's make the country work. Regardless of who wins the 2023 election, I'm less concerned of who wins. But I used to say this thing. My brother and his friend they gained admission at the same time. He went to Ghana. My brother was in Nigeria. Now he's serving. My brother is still in HND1 because of strike. So what are we talking about? We have many people actually angry. Let's make the country work regardless of who you support. That your candidate does not win does not mean that it's the end of the life. And if your candidate wins, if it does not do well, then that is nonsensical. Let us make Nigeria work. We'll have our people come back to Nigeria to invest. Who will invest in a Boko Haram infested area? Who would invest in it? When you can't even work freely. As a person, if you are influential, you need to actually look for security because you would be kidnapped. and they will actually ask for exorbitant prices for you to regain your freedom. Look at Kaduna Abuja train attack, another one Edo as well. Now do you know how much they see? There's no way you even be in Nigeria and not be angry automatically by default. So let's just make Nigeria work. Nigeria is for each and every one of us. Let us make it work. Let us make Nigeria work. That's just my advice for each and every one of us. Go out there, collect your PVCs, vote right, vote for a person who is ready to serve, vote for someone who is ready to serve the country, not your own, okay, because my pastor, my afa, or because it's my tribe, or because it's Yoruba, or because I
don't vote for him, I won't have the national share.
Yeah, you don't have the national share of the something.
Vote for your conscience and don't
vote right. Vote for someone who is ready to serve Nigeria. That is just my personal advice, regardless of who you are being told to support. Okay, yeah, we've come to the end of the program today. Till we'll come your way again tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program Lagos This Morning. You can also do well to like and subscribe to Flip TV, and also join Christian Chuku on Bystanders, which is the next program. Till we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now. I remain Olajide Taufik Olamide.
And I remain Aduni Adiola. Thanks for watching Lagos This Morning. Bye.
Alright, bye.
100 naira eko, Estambaseco.